Welcome to the hands of stone, to the stone hands, the hands that create magic. I had this feeling, that sense of urgency for the last few weeks. I've had it before when I decided to write my first book. My first book was about the sound, about the gongs, the benefits of sound healing and the therapy, how sounds can change the perception of a reality from the past to the future and vice versa. So it was all about the healing power of the sounds. But this time I had this urgency to dwell deep into the topic of wealth and actually to understand the role of money in creation of wealth, how money is made and how money affects our perception, our self-worth, and the way how we can experience this world to follow the inner passion, the inside that is desiring something. And as I look around, there are such leverages between societies, between people. For example, when you take an average working class in a random country and a high class, and the diversification of the income, that's absolute, that's great. And mostly, but it's not always, but most people who are in a working class or struggling with their income, they also struggle with wealth, that the creation of wealth is a problem for them. But sometimes some people have found out that the money and the wealth are not in correlation, and they are able to create their realities, just living their lives in a way that is most suitable for them and being supported by their own creation. And this urgency is to write a book, a step-by-step guide for each one who is struggling, because I have been struggling with the topic of money, and I did it for a long time, for actually not that long, 3-4 years, but I had a foundation, as I come from a family where an entrepreneurship is a common sense. My brother is an entrepreneur, my father is an entrepreneur, my sister is an entrepreneur, so it's normal for us to make business. But I had this idea that I made a business around music and concerts, but then I struggled when the COVID came, when everything was shut down and I had not made any precautionary statements. I had not built a system that could sustain me when I am in the midst of a crisis. So I learned a lot from there, and I started expanding my vision about the wealth, the money and the accumulation, and also the creation of a structure that could habit my passion, my life, and the way how I can do the work to serve the world, how it's the best, how it is best for me and how it's the best for the world. But at the same time, I have sit in a conference and I have sit in a circle and I have sat face to face with people who come from different zones, who come from countries or lands devastated by poverty, that has been indoctrinated to them by our governments from Europe and United States of America and Canada and Australia. And I've seen people who have been stricken by poverty. I have spoken to them and I see there are so many possibilities, but sadly, and we are in the midst of our own crisis. It's very hard to see the solution for the problem. So as I have struggled with my problems, I did not see the solution because I was seeing the problem around me. But when I figured out there is a solution, I started seeing the solutions, and the problems just ceased to exist. They disappeared. So my calling is to help people to create an economy, a commerce where they could exit the system where they have been slaves. And I'm a person who advises for people to work for their passion, and also do the hard work. For example, I'm building each day when it's warmer at our home. I'm at the moment building a greenhouse. Also, actually, I'm building 2 greenhouses, and I'm doing adjustments to our house, and doing stuff with my hands and working all the time. And soon we will have to build some new garden beds and etc. I cherish the hard work, but I don't do the hard work for the money. I do the hard work for my own gain, for my own personal gain, for my own pleasure. For example, the gardening, we get our own food, we get our own organic food. It's amazing. Last year we had the beetroots that were the size of my head because I applied electroculture gardening to our garden. That's amazing. And there's this diversification to understand that to work for the money is to make this spiritual work, because the money is a spiritual element, and to work for the gain of for the physical body, it's not for the money, but it's for the pleasure, it's for the muscles, it's for nurturing the body, etc. And I see some people who have totally stepped out from the system. For example, when a person is in a hot climate, person should not worry about food, never. But the economical systems have made them a slave to the system. But by really clever permaculture design, we can create oases everywhere in the world, even into the north. It's more costly in the north, but somehow we have more money. Maybe it is because in the north people need more money to build systems, but when there's hot, you need less money, but more creativity and more ideas. So it depends on a place and so on. So I will write a book on this topic, and I will take my time. I made some calculation of course, that I am able to write 1,000 words per day, and 1,000 words that are in a quality, because I'm a prolific writer. I'm really good at writing, and I calculated that in 2 months I could have the first draft for the book, and then comes the editing, and for the next 2 months I will be editing the book, and hopefully in a 6 months time I will be able to release the book. And of course I will do a crowdsurfing campaign, as I had this idea that I will start sharing those texts on my Facebook profile. So I write a chapter or 1,000 words, edit them a little, and then I will post it, and I will include my followers and people to pre-order the book, that they can join the wait list to pre-order the book. And when the launch comes, there should be at least few thousand people waiting for the book to be released, and they are ready consumers for the book. That's just a marketing strategy. Why not? But I hope you're feeling glad. I hope you're feeling well, and I will now go into the spring. Bye.